Hi guys, it's Mark Zicree, Mr. Sci-Fi, also known as Mark Zicree of Space Command, and also on occasion Mark Zicree of Friday the 13th, the series, Space Precinct, and Puppy's Further Adventures. I've written for a lot of different shows, but today I didn't want to talk about that, any of that, or even science fiction. I wanted to share with you a wonderful video by my friend Dion, who has just started a new channel of her own. It's called The Hollywood Files, and I want to share with you one of the wonderful videos she's just done about the Hollywood sign, and I was just blown away by it, and I want to do whatever I can to help her get the audience she deserves, which is vast. And for years and years and years, since I can remember, I've been a huge nut about Hollywood and its history, and I'm fascinated by all of that, particularly growing up here in Los Angeles. And this channel that Dion has started is really amazing. She's got a great on-screen presence. She really does her homework and her research. It's funny and informative and just great. So without any more delays or nattering, I'm going to show you one of her wonderful videos. Immediately go and sign up for her channel. Hit the bell so it dings when she posts a new video. You'll really thank me for it. And of course, subscribe to Mr. Sci-Fi and hit the bell and all that nonsense. And check out our Kickstarter campaign and watch Space Command and all of that. But for now, just enjoy my dear friend Dion's wonderful video on the Hollywood sign.
They were the dream team of real estate investors building a miracle. They called it Hollywood land. They were going broke. The public couldn't know. He was a man who needed a job, and they needed someone to keep their dirty little secrets. If he could, they would make him the most famous man in zip code 90068. If he didn't, what happened to him? The mysterious life of Albert Kota, the godfather of Hollywood land. In California, you'll find 9 letters of the alphabet sticking out from a mountain, the Hollywood sign. Some people regard it like it's an international sex symbol or the 8th wonder of the world. It was the site of a tragic suicide when a young actress climbed to the top of the H and jumped to her death. LAPD protects the sign by using sophisticated motion detection equipment. Not that that stopped anybody. But when the sign was first born, one man was responsible for its safekeeping. His name was Albert Kota. Without Albert, the sign would have just been a pile of rusted out letters and dead bodies. The sign sits high above Beechwood Canyon, a 500-acre European storybook-themed community invented by a team of 4 very powerful men who made their fortunes in real estate, and they would give it a swanky name, Hollywood land. The early 1920s were similar to the early 2000s. Remember when coffee shops were popping up everywhere? That was real estate. The partnership was hemorrhaging cash. They had added all kinds of cool amenities like horseback riding trails. They would even deliver the ponies to your door. Tennis courts, of course. And as lovely as it all sounded, customers just weren't buying it. This posed a huge problem. Harry Chandler was the most powerful man in Los Angeles. He ran a little newspaper called the Los Angeles Times. Maybe you've heard of it. Everything he touched turned to gold. Hollywoodland would be no exception. So he formulated a very aggressive PR campaign. First, he would flood the LA Times with puff pieces, kind of like People magazine. Next, he would make a backdoor deal for advertising with famed actor-producer Max Sennett. Next, to steal and divert water from the Owens Valley and direct it towards his empire of Los Angeles, his thirsty city with thirsty people. You've seen Chinatown, right? You gotta see it. But his grandest idea would be to construct the world's largest electronic billboard. Harry stole the idea and commissioned a sign to be built, and he needed it quick. One that would not only light up the sky, but you could see it from a galaxy far, far away. The quality? You could compare it to a 1982 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. It looked really cool on the outside, but with crappy mechanics and a high theft rate. Because there was a rush on the sign, Harry would pay through the nose. $21,000. This was in 1923 terms we're talking. So if you do the math, it was like a bazillion, quadrillion, $1 million. There were a total of 4,000 light bulbs that dotted the sign. It would light up every night in segments. First holly, wood, then land, then all together now, then a big old white spotlight underneath, causing planes to crash into each other. Okay, I made that part up. They were gonna need someone to babysit this sign 24 hours a day, and someone not afraid of heights. What kind of man would want that kind of job? They found their guy in Albert Kota, a German immigrant from Hamburg, Germany. His resume said laborer. They liked the fact that Albert had strong hands and could build stuff, but they also had other plans once they learned he had a PhD in keeping his trap shut. Albert lived in a quaint little cottage down by the horse stables. He was reserved and shy, kept to himself. He loved fast cars and drinking booze. Every month or two, he would stuff his shirt with about 50 light bulbs. He would climb the rickety ladders and then scale the crossbars and switch out the burned out bulbs. Albert was soon promoted to driver in Hollywoodland. They gave him a souped up minibus to shuffle residents around Hollywoodland, and they called it the Hollywood Jitney, because that's what small buses were called back then. Soon Albert's future, his bright future, would be darkened by a string of tragedies. Their beloved head developer, Tracy Schultz, was found dead in his office. Next, the collapse of the St. Francis Dam, the water thieving project backed by Harry Chandler and built by William Mulholland. The residents of Hollywoodland had a lot to be frightened of. Right next door was another Mulholland project, a recently constructed reservoir, or the Hollywood Dam. And damn, they were scared. Would they become the next Atlantis 2.0? Fish under the sea. Would there be a run on snorkel gear like toilet paper in April of 2020? I'm sure there were jokes that were flying around. Knock, knock. Who's there? I'm drowning. The Hollywood Dream Team began to dismantle. The sign went dark.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you'll go right now to the Hollywood Files channel and subscribe to it. Deanna's going to be doing a ton of great videos, and anything you can do to spread the word, or if you have a friend who has a podcast that might want to interview her or anything like that, you'll really be spending your time well, because she is just great, and I want to applaud that. I want to encourage her. Please subscribe to the Hollywood channel, and we'll see you next time.